Hello, hello, and welcome back to some gameplay for Spirit Island. I was making it up as I went. Let's do it. Random, maximize, blah blah blah. Give me something good to eat. I have no idea what Spirit I'm gonna play, and sadly, you guys didn't watch me beat England 6 with Sharp Fangs Unconstrained. That was a crazy game. I'm surprised we won. Oh, France? You're giving me France? I'm about to, oh, I'm about to do these boys dirty. All right, we're gonna play the strongest spirit in the game, right? And we're gonna play as Hearth Visual. Now, is Hearth Visual the strongest spirit in the game? Definitely like top three. All right, definitely top, definitely top two, three, top two. You know, what I mean, I'd say that probably Fractured Days is the strongest, but I feel like it's much easier to play as Hearth Visual than it is to play as Fracture Days. Like you can make mistakes with Hearth Visual, but you can't really make mistakes with Fracture Days, which is why I think that Hearth Visual is definitely up there as the strongest. Even and you know what? I'd say like top three spirits. This can be in any order, but I really feel like the top three spirits that can go into any adversary and pull out a win is Fractured Days, Stone's Unyielding Defiance, and Hearth Visual. All right, there's just I know you can make some arguments like Starlight or Keeper, but I really feel like top three spirits that are just that bypass the game is easily Fractured Days, Unyielding Defiance, and Hearth Visual. All right, because here's the thing: Unyielding Defiance can literally just stall out the game and prevent you from losing. All right, his ability to just add Blight from the card, from like his ability to just add extra Blight instead of taking it from the card is just amazing. Fractured Days has the ability to literally just do ungodly stuff. You just gotta be smart enough to do that ungodly stuff, all right? And I mean like repeating majors, repeating power cards. He can just add cards to his hand and then replay him again. It's disgusting the things he can do. And then there's Hearth Visual, who literally I think is so OP just because of the fact that his effects, as long as he has presence in the land, he can protect the Han. All right, it doesn't matter if you blight, he just protects all the Han everywhere. It's crazy, absolutely godlike. So let's get started on this. One in the highest number land and two in the lowest number. All right, bam. So I'm sorry. Wait, was that high, low? Two, one. All right. So one in the highest, bam, and two in the highest. Whoops, whoops. All right. There we go. And where's our first explorer gonna be? Into the mountains. All right. This is not where I want to be at, but whatever. And then we do persistent explorer, so we're just gonna add you there. And let's get started. Mm, do we want to go for a miner or do we want to go for energy? I think we're gonna go for energy right now. So we're gonna use our third growth option. Where do we put you at? We're actually gonna put you right over here. And then, hmm, what do I want to play? Okay, I think we do coordinated raid. That's probably what we're gonna play. Um, yeah, let's get to it. So, we do have this as a fast effect. I can gather up to two Dahan from my lands only. So, I could gather Dahan into there, but I'm not. We need a few sacred sites before I start doing some crazy stuff. So I'm actually not going to use that effect right now. So we're going to let that go. Event, nothing happens. They're gonna build in the mountains, and then they're gonna do their, what do you call it? Triangle trade. So I think we're gonna triangle trade into here, and then we're going to explore into the jungles, and then we're gonna persist and explore. So we're gonna persist and explore here, and I think that's all she wrote. So we have a few things we can do. I think we're gonna do coordinate. My goal initially was to do coordinated raid in this one and kill this town. We're actually gonna do coordinated raid right over here, and we're gonna prevent that from building right off the gate. And I think that's it for our first turn. So let's get into time passes. So we got a lot of energy. I can still buff up. Let's see. What do we want to do here? I'm gonna need an earth. So no matter what we play, mm, I think we're gonna do favors of story and season. So do I want to do two cards or one? Let's see. I'm sorry. I need to see the invader board. So we're still at stage one. So it's either gonna be wetlands or sands. Mm, here's the thing. I sort of want to play. I want to play surrounded by the Dahan. Um, we could do call of vigilance and favors. All right, let's do that. So we're gonna do that. Let's see. Do I want another three energy or do I want a minor? Let's grab a minor. Let's see what we get. Um, Call to ferocity is gonna be really good for us because that has a lot of elements we want. Sun, Earth, and it's free. Absorb corruption will let us heal blight. I actually think I'm gonna do absorb corruption. I think that'll be the best bet for us. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll do call to vigilance, and we'll do favors of story and season. Yep, yep. All right. So we are going to use our warn of impending conflict in this land. So our Dahan will get to swing first. Next up, we will do keep watch for new incursions. So we're going to gather up to two Dahan from our lands only. So we're going to gather one here, and pull you into this as well. I'm trying to get set up for the sands because I think it's going to be sands. And then we're going to do favors of story and season. We're going to gather up to three Dahan. So we're going to gather you. And we get to gain one energy and reclaim one power card at the end of the turn. So that's great for us. All right, invader phase event. Um, we are right in the middle, so none of that affects us. Two fear per board with two or more beasts doesn't affect us. And when invaders ravage, if the land has presence, if the land has both Dahan and presence, defend 5. All right, yeah, ickety wickety. So they're gonna ravage in the mountains. Bam. Oops, wrong card. Wrong thing. Then they're gonna ravage over here. Oh, I'm also gonna pick a real clickbaity title because again, you guys didn't watch my cool England 6 video. Alright. So I'm gonna need y'all to put some respect on my name. Then we're gonna go into the city. And then we will explore into the sands with escalation. Or no escalation, I'm sorry. And then we do persistent explorers. So we're gonna explore into this jungle over here. Now, let's see. We don't have Slave Rebellion. Slave Rebellion is going to be the next turn over. So, do I stop them from making more towns, Or do I? What do I do here? Let's see. We have 3 towns. They'll make 1 town in the city as opposed to 2 towns. So I think we're actually going to. Mm, we're going to do Call to Vigilance. We're going to give ourselves 2 fear. We're going to target this land. And for each Jahan in Origin Land, we push up to 1 town explorer. So we're going to push you guys into here. Normally I wouldn't, but I'd rather just get that all cleared up. Because I think next turn we're going to gather up to 2 Dahan. We're going to destroy that town and city. And I think we should be fine. We did our 2 fear. We did that. We did that. Alright. And then we do time passes. So. I think we're going minor again. We still have a lot of energy. Oh, we get to reclaim a card as well. So we're going to grab Favors of Story and Season. So we're going to grab another minor. Drift Down will be really good. Is not, yeah, we'll do Drift Down. Listen, anything that's free is gonna, anything that I can get that's free is gonna encourage me to go bottom track. All right, because normally I would go for 2 energy, but if I can get that 3 card plays and still protect the land, I think we will be good. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do, because I actually think we have enough sacred sites now. So yes, this should be good. We did that. We grabbed the minor. What do we play next? We do favors. We could do surrounded. Ooh. Yeah, I think we do this as well. Sadly, only 1 Dahan is gonna counterattack, but that'll be fine. We could do absorb corruption to get rid of a blight. What if we do absorb corruption? 2 Dahan. That's not enough. Nope, nope. Let's do surrounded by the Dahan. We can clean up stuff later. So let's gain and pay. All right. So we're gonna gather up to 2 Dahan from our lands only. So we're gonna gather 1, 2, and we're gonna let you come along. And then we're gonna do favors of story and season. We're gonna grab for 3. We're gonna gain 1 energy, and we get to reclaim 1 power card. All right. And then we're going to do Surrounded by the Dahan, and we're going to target this land. So it's going to give us 3 fear, 2 fear because invaders are present, 1 fear because Dahan outnumber invaders, and we're going to isolate this land. And then we did that, we did that. So we're going to blight here, but that's fine. We won't blight here. Alright, because our Dahan have 6 HP. So yeah. Yeah, I think we're good there. Yeah. Invader phase. On the board with the most towns and cities, which is mine. Add 1 town per player. Ooh. See. This is actually kind of crazy because now I actually won't blight. So I think. Where do I want to add a town to? It's any land. Alright, we're going to add this town over here. Our wetlands is going to be absolute garbage. We're going to have to figure out something to do with that. But I'll figure that out later. And then we get to add a beast to the sands with the most invaders. So we're going to add 1 there. 1 fear if invaders are present. And then when invaders ravage, if the land has Dahan, defend 1 plus defend 1 per adjacent Dahan. So this is defend. Oh, this is just defend 2. Right? Defend 1 plus defend 1 per adjacent Dahan. Yeah, yeah, just defend 2. This would be defend 4. So that would be real cool. What could save this is if I get to remove an explorer, but we'll see how that goes. Defend 1 in all lands. Ooh, alright. Never mind. We are good. So they ravage in the jungles. We destroyed a town first, And then they go to deal 4 damage. They deal 1 damage, and then we kill you. And then they build in the sand. So 3, 2, and then they explore into the sands with escalation. So, we're just gonna put the town here, and yeah, I think we're good. So we're gonna do our. We don't have no slow stuff, so we're gonna do time passes, and we're gonna reclaim favors of story and season because I'm just playing that card for giggles now. We're gonna go to 3 card plays because this is where I really need to be at. And then I think we play all 3 cards. Yep. So we're going to do drift down over here. We're going to defend 4 here. We're going to use our. We're going to gather up to 2 Dahan. So we're going to gather you into here. Then we're going to do favors of story and season, gathering you. And when the last Dahan comes, bam, you go as well. Or we'll actually leave a presence here. And then we gain 1 energy. Yeah, that favors the story of season has been doing God's work for me. So we're actually going to be so far ahead. I think we're going to blight. We're going to blight here. This is defended, but we are good. We're so good. Event slave rebellion strike the town. We choose you, destroy you, throw a Dahan here. Oh, I'm sorry. Over here, these two, and this is the land where my Dahan are striking first. So we will take the blight, but we're gonna destroy this so we don't lose any to Han. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. And then we draw and return. Come on. What's next? Healthy. Replace 1 explorer with 1 town. We'll just do that over here. It's fine. Because everything's about to go down. Whoops. Not an explorer though. Just a town. Mm, In lands with strife and disease, invaders skip ravage action. That's nowhere over here. And then each player may push 1 explorer town from a land with Dahan. So we're gonna push you into here because if I can get this cool pocket and they go into jungles, we will win so hard. Like, man. All right, each player removes 1 explorer from a land with Dahan. That means I have to push you somewhere. So we're gonna push you here. And then a ravage in the sand. So we do not blight here. We ravage here. You take 3 damage. And then we take a blight. And then you go bye bye. And then they build in the sands. But again, we are ahead of the game. And they're going to explore into the mountains with escalation. And then, all right, we're going to gather a blight and then pay 1 energy to remove a blight. All right, and I think we just lost ourselves the game here because I need to figure out. We've got 3 towns. Oh, we gotta do persistent explorer too, so we gotta come right over here. Mountains is where I don't want them to be because I really don't have a way to deal with them. So, because this is gonna be 2 towns and a city, this will be a town and a city unless something beautiful happens. So, I guess we do time passes. And then we reclaim all. And then oh yeah, that's right. We do have keep watch. Mm, do I have 3 beasts? Yeah, we do. All right. So we need the energy then. So we're gonna go top track. Neat. All right. What are we playing here? We need to do something. Let's see. So I definitely need 2 wins, but we got 3 cards. So it's not like there's nothing we can't play here. I don't want to play Favors of Story and Season. Mm, yeah, I think this will be fine. What if I did this out of curiosity? I would still need 3 wind. So I would need to play Call of Vigilance instead. What if I did that? Ooh, all right. Because here's the thing, right? This is going to be a town, and that's going to take, and then I'll get rid of a town for us. Does it matter if they're replaced, though? Hold up. Let me Google this real fast. Do 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 do. Does replace count as added or removed? I don't think it does. Yeah, so, okay. So what's going to happen here is they're going to build a town. We're going to destroy it. They're going to replace one town with an explorer. All right. And then over here, they're going to get 2 towns and 1 city. So I think that's the best we can do. So if that's the case, then we're going to do coordinated raids here. Yeah, because as far as I am good over here, it's this side of the board. I moved all my Dahan over here, so I'm sort of in a really bad spot. But that's fine. Since this won't help us, we're gonna keep what we were doing. All right. Um. Again, we do have isolates available to us, so we're gonna do surrounded by the Dahan, and we're gonna target this land. 2 fear, 1 fear because we do outnumber towns and cities because there's no one there. And then we go over here. Because it's either going to be jungles, wetlands, or coasts. I don't like any of those options, but whatever. Then we're going to use our gather ability for 2. So we got 2 Dahan over there. Mm, so we did you. And then we're going to use favors of story and season. We're going to gather up to 3 Dahan into here. And we're going to gain 1 energy and reclaim 1 card. Alright. And then we'll see where we go to from here. Because I think this will probably, if it's coastal land, I'm gonna focus all my stuff into trying to clear up that land. If it's not coastal lands, though, we will have to do something else. Because there is a lot of towns, 2, 3, but we can kill one of them. So let's see what happens here. Event. Um, the next explorer matches all lands without towns and cities. FU. Choose a land with that Z's. In that land, 2 damage to invaders and 2 damage to the Han. Alright, thank you for clearing up a town for me. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahan among all its lands reclaims 1 power card. I don't have anything to reclaim. No. Alright, that was good news. Each player adds 1 strife in the land with Dahan. So we'll pick you. Ain't no need to take a bunch of blight if I can avoid it. Each player adds 1 strife in a different land with at least 2 invaders, and each invader takes 1 damage per strife it has. So I should actually add this here. Well, if I add this here, right? Hold up. Oh, I could do. All right, so hold up. So for the first one, nope, that wouldn't work. But I could do it for the second one. So we're gonna do this here, and we're gonna kill this guy, and he's gonna take a damage as well. I could get rid of the city, but then they would make a city, and that would mess me all up. Scapegoats. Okay. Destroy one explorer per town and two explorers per city. So two, one, one. All right, and that just saved me a whole bunch of trouble. So they're gonna ravage in the sands. Bada bing, bada boom. They're gonna build in the mountains. So this would build a town, and then because of my ability, we destroy that town. Then they're gonna build a city, and then they're gonna replace one explorer with a town. And then they're going to explore into the wet wets. The wetty wets with escalation. So then we do that. And then we go to Persistent Explorer. That's right. Which is going to be over here. All right. So what are we doing here? We don't have the gather. So I think we just deal the one damage over here to get rid of a town. I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. We're good there. Because we're gonna see, let's see. We're gonna have to figure this one out. Yeah, that's not that hard. Yeah, that's not that hard. All right, we're gonna do time passes, and we're gonna do favors of story and season. We're gonna pick that up. I should gain a major. Let's gain a major and see what they give me. Ooh. All right, I think we found what we're looking for. So we're gonna add pent up calamity to our explosive list, and we're gonna forget absorbing corruption. Don't really need it. We're gonna put you like this. I need to gather. No, we're gonna put you over here because I need to gather you two into there. So we need to play one, two, three. Or so should we do this? We should probably do this actually. There we go. We do that. We do that. And then we do that. And the reason we're doing this is because all right. So we are going to add a strife and a disease to this land. Bam. And then we could have used it to clear that all up, but we don't really need to. We're gonna do gather. We're gonna use our gather into this land, and we're gonna pull you along, and then we're gonna keep watch. So we gotta remember this for this land, and we're actually gonna do our. Oh, we're gonna take one more blight. That's fine though. Yeah, and we're gonna do our counterattack in this land. And then we're going to do favors of story and season, and we're going to grab up to 3 Dahan. Yep. And I have a really good reason for this, I think. I think I do. And then yeah, I think that's it. Event card. Ooh. Mm. In each land with sacred sites and invaders. How much fire elements do I have? One. That's stupid. Because here's the thing. There's a lot of places where this could really help me. Right? Let's see, what's safe? So you are not safe. One, two, three. So one, two. Oh no, so we just destroy you and we destroy you and we're good. We're just gonna take the bottom option. Each beast generates a fear if invaders are present, so we generate a fear there. And then each spirit with at least 4 Dahan among its lands gains a minor power. So we're going to gain a minor, and we're going to gain Renewing Boon, because, it doesn't matter. They're going to ravage in the mountains, so we ravage first here. 2, 3, and then you die, and then we blight here. And then immediately on each board, add 1 town and city to an inland land with no towns and cities. I sort of want it to be the jungle because we're already here. That would actually help us out. All right, so they're gonna build in the wetlands, and then they're gonna explore into the coast, which is not where I wanted them to be, but you know, whatever. Now, here's an interesting thing. So, after invaders are added or moved into target land, 1 damage per Dahan in target land until it's added moves evaded. So we actually get to move these guys into here and knock them all out. So that's great news for us. And then I think we gotta do Call to Vigilance. Where do I want to do this at? We could do Call to Vigilance here and push these 3 out, and then try to just do something really crazy to handle that land. Um, yeah. All right, I think that's what we'll do. So we'll target this land. We're gonna generate 2 fear, and we're gonna move. No, oh, I don't have a way to reach that. That's why we're not doing that there. Got you. So we're gonna move you 3 into here. And the reason we're moving them here is because I feel like I have a better chance of getting rid of them. So we do that, and then we do time passes. And we get to reclaim a card. So I think I'm gonna grab Favors of Story and Season because we gotta play it. And we are looking for another major. Let's see what we get. I think we do Bloodwrack Plague. Like I feel like, yeah, we do Bloodwrack Plague. Yeah, yeah, we do Bloodwrack Plague. All right, we're gonna do Bloodwrack Plague. Ain't no, I don't need to think too hard about that. Um, I was gonna do Renewing Boon, but I don't have to, so we can forget you. If I do this and we do this, I do have enough energy to pay for everything. The only thing is where, oh, hmm. This is only gonna defend 1. I'm broke. This is what happens when you're broke, but this is also why we have a bunch of 0 cost cards that we can play. So we're not too scared yet. So where did I put you at? Over here? I think we put you over here. And I think we pay over here. All right. See, now here's the thing, right? What I would like to do is I would like to use Bloodwrack Plague in this land. So that way, because this is just surrounded by a whole bunch of lands. Right? Like if you look at it, there are a bunch of things that we can keep killing with it. But if I put it over here, right, I can stop 2 towns from being built. So I don't know where I want that at yet. We are going to generate some fear too, so I don't know. All right, we're going to gather, we're going to use our ability to gather up to 2. We're going to pick you, and we're going to pick you. And then we're going to do favors of story and season. We're going to gain 1 energy, and we're going to gather up to 3. So we're going to gather all 3 of you into here. We're going to leave you alone. Now, we do have one Dahan who's going to deal damage. So 3, 4, 5. So we're going to blight here, but we're going to counterattack and kill everything there. And then it's this thing out I got to figure out. Yeah, that's easy. We could do defend 1 here for the giggles. And I think, you know what? We're just going to do Bloodwrack Plague over here. I feel like this is the safest area for us, because then we generate 2 fear and we destroy a town. Yeah, and I feel like it's going to be way better, because then next turn we play it again and we deal 4 damage instead, so we get to reduce our towns. Because we still have, this is going to create 3 towns, but we'll kill all of that next turn, so I'm very happy about that. Next up, in lands with town cities, it only takes 1 damage to add blight, don't care. Push up to 2 explorers or 1 town from a land with beast. With when invaders ravage, if the land has the Han, defend 2. Alright, so we're at defend 3 so far. Each player removes 1 town explorer from a land with 2 or fewer invaders. Whiff. Thank you very much. In each land with 2 or more explorers, destroy 1 town explorer per 2 explorers. Oh, alright, so now we don't blight. We get less towns, and we destroy a town. Angry mobs, thank you. Each player chooses a different land to isolate. Also defend 2 in those lands. We're gonna isolate there. That's all. Did I do Persistent Explorer last turn? I don't think so. So if I were to do it, I would do it in that land, because we know that we're gonna ravage into wetlands and be fine. Alright, so ravage into wetlands, bam. 1 Dahan deals damage first, and then there's 3 damage here, so we deal damage to the city, and we are good. Then they're going to build in the coastal lands, so we go 2. And then they're going to explore into the sands and mountains. So this is isolated. Do 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 do. All right, and then we do our slow stuff. Well, we don't have any, so time passes. Oh no, I would have left this here, and I would have did that. Yeah, because we would have gathered all the Dahan. Yeah, that's fine. So, because here's the thing you want to remember with this spirit is you want to have presence sort of all over the board, so you can always just have like a land to just gather to protect your Dahan. We do get a reclaim. I'm not really going to do it though, because we're going to reclaim everything anyway. We're going to go up to 4 energy. We're going to do our gain. And then yeah, we're in such a good position here because we actually have our win condition, which is that lovely piece of card over there. Um, yeah, yeah, we have our win condition actually. Ooh, hold up. We could just play you. We're gonna gather up to 2 Dahan from one of our lands, so we're gonna gather you into there. Um, then we're gonna do defend 4. We're also gonna use our keep watch in this land. We're going to do that, and then we do that. Where do we do this one at? I think we do this over here. And then we do blood rack. So we add 2. and then we deal 4 damage. So, yep, that handles that. And then I think we are good. Oh, we got to generate 2 fear, by the way. All right. And yeah. Do 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 do. All right, let's see what the event. Oh, it is Slave Rebellion right now. So we destroy a town. We put a strife here. We put a strife here. And then each invader with strife takes 1 damage. And then each invader with strife um, takes damage equal to the amount of Dahan. And then we remove that card. He doesn't take any damage. So there is a world, right, in which we do this, where we gather this Dahan into there, and we just let this do whatever. But um, it's fine. What would hold on? Because I forgot that Slave Rebellion was there. What could we have done? If we would have did the gather here, right? We don't really need to gather from here. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Because there is a way in which we could have won. I'm just going to play this out. But there is a way in which we did the gather here. We used our favors of story and season over here. And then we just did a defend 4. And that would have handled all the buildings. But I'm stupid. So that is not what happened this turn. Alright. And it's my fault. But it will be fine. Alright. So Slave Rebellion happens and we get our next event, which is build in a land with invaders not matching a build card. I'm going to pick wetlands, or it has to be with invaders not matching a build card. Um, so it's either wetlands or jungles. I think I'm going to have to do jungles, which sucks. Yeah. Yeah, I think I have to do jungles. So we do 2, we replace, we do 2, we do a city, and then we do that. All right. Still very sad about that. In lands with strife and disease, invaders skip ravage action. Choose a land with towns and Dahan. Push 1 town per 2 Dahan there. We'll push you over here because since this is gonna blight, we might as well save this land. So, all right. Then we use our fear cards. Each player adds 1 strife in a land with or adjacent to beast. Invaders skip all normal actions in lands with beast. Mm, actually, we'll put this over here. No, we can't because Stricken would prevent that ravage. So, yeah, we'll just throw you over there. And then in each land with a token, grants 3. Alright. So every token grants defend 3 in its land and adjacent lands. So we have defend 3 here. Alright, we're good. So they're going to ravage in the coast. We don't take any blight there. We do this, and then we do that. Right? No. Nope, hold up. Hold up. What if we did 1, 2, so we got rid of you. We did that. And then we did our other damage. There we go. Because all I gotta do is get rid of cities. So they're gonna build in the sands and mountains. And then they're going to explore into the mountain wetlands. Alright. And then we don't have anything slow, so we do time passes. Pick up Bloodwrack Plague. We're going to use our ability, gain 3 energy. We're going to go up to 4 card plays. Yeah, and then we win here, right? Because we do gain. Yeah. Then we add our disease tokens over here. And then we deal 6 damage. So we deal 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we won. Yep. All right. I will say that I don't know. I still feel like Hearth Visual is one of the strongest spirits in the game. Even though um even though you will blight, like you will probably go to Blighted Island, I still feel like Hearth Visual is just so strong. Such a strong spirit, and you can just do so much crap with it. Like even then, we were still good. We would do favors of story. Oh no, we don't have favors of story season. It doesn't matter. We won. There was so much winning going on here. Like even if we did, we still have to generate our 2 fear, and then we would do our surrounded by the Dahan. We could do that over here, generate or in over here and generate 3 fear. Give us our last fear card. Um, gather up to 2 Dahan. Gather them right into here. Pick you guys right into here. Then we would see our event card. During the Ravage step, skip 1 Ravage action in a land where Dahan outnumber towns and cities. Don't care. In each land with beast, 1 damage per beast. And then for each board, 1 fear if any Dahan are in lands with towns, cities. So we get our 1 fear, and then we get this one, which gives us another fear, 2 strife. Skip the next normal build, and then each player adds 1 strife to an invader. Yeah, we just strife it up over here. Strife it up. Um, strife it up. Ravage happens. We pick this land. We ravage first, so we like all we gotta do is get rid of you into a U. Or hmm, actually we should strife the explorers, and then we destroy the 2 towns. That's what we should do, and then we still fear out by victory. So yeah, you know what I mean. Listen, all right. I think there are some really strong spirits in this game, and I really feel like Hearth Visual is definitely one of them. You know, what I mean, it's so good. But I will say, excuse me, grabbing Pent Up Calamity was a huge win for us. Um, like if I was smart, I would have just used. I probably should have used Pent Up Calamity to actually just get rid of the Strife tokens and kill everything in that land because there were 2 Strife tokens. So that could have been a thing if I was smart. But you know how it is. Sometimes we just ain't. We're not as smart as we want to be sometimes. All right. It just the knowledge escapes us. But yeah. Other than that, though, I don't think I have anything more to add to this because it's a pretty easy game here. We came, we saw, we smashed, and we didn't even give them the chance. Yeah, yeah. So I don't think I have anything more to say. Do I? No, not really. Look forward to my next Spirit Island video because we have more coming up. And remember, like and subscribe because someone wants that what money? That YouTube money.